How? What happened? How did the Commanders give up 48 points in a preseason game? 48 points? What were they doing out there? What was this defense looking like? How do you give up 48 points in a preseason game? Now, I'm going to keep it a bean. I have zero concerns, okay? I'm pretty sure the starters didn't play. Obviously, Jaden wasn't out there. None of your main starters were out there, so this preseason game means absolutely nothing. But I like to think about the overall picture. Even though we know the starters weren't out there were guys out there, some of them rookies, that are going to make this team. They're going to make the 53-man roster. So how are they looking? How does this defense give up that? You know what? I'm going to go review the play-by-play. I want to see what happened in this game to lead to this. How do you give up 48 points? I got to figure this out. You know what? We got it right here. We're going to do a little play-by-play right now. I need to see what happened. So I got this open. I need to see how this happened. How did we get to this point? 48-18 in a preseason game. Those guys are supposed to be fighting for their jobs, and they put up a performance like that? Who on the defense was playing like this? Okay, play-by-play. I know about what happened to start the game. Trayvon Henderson, he gets it. Opening kickoff, he gets it. He takes 100 yards for a kick return touchdown. 7-0 Patriots. I got that. Commanders get the ball. They've got Sam Hartman out there as quarterback to start off the game. He does nothing. 3 plays, 3 and out, punt the football. Patriots get the ball, and Drake May's out there because they're playing their starters early on. A fumble happens, so Drake May gets sacked, fumble, turnover there. Commanders get the ball. 7-0 game still. They don't do anything in that situation. They lose a yard on that drive. They end up having to settle for a 49-yard field goal, which they missed. It stays 7-0. Patriots get the ball back, and Drake May leads them down the field, in which he scores a 5-yard rushing touchdown when he takes off into the end zone. 14-0 Patriots. Okay, this is not looking good. All right. Hartman goes out there the next drive, throws a pick. Okay, interception. Hartman gets picked off by James. Okay. Interception, stays 14-0. Patriots, 8 plays. They move the ball into field goal range. They actually get down to the goal line, and they're not able to score at the goal line. This time, Josh Dobbs is in, and they settle for a field goal. 17-0 Patriots. Commanders get the ball back. Hartman's still the starter right now at quarterback at this point, and they go 5 plays, do nothing with it, have to punt the football. Patriots get the ball back. Dobbs gets them into field goal range again, and they kick another field goal. 20-0 Patriots. It's the second quarter. The Commanders finally do something. Hartman finally does something. They get into field goal range. They kick a 37-yard field goal that Gay made this time. 37-yard field goal's good. 20-3. The Patriots then respond with a touchdown, which ultimately was due to the fact that they were already in Washington territory during the kickoff. They got a 62-yard return. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So they get a great. They start at the Washington 29. They get down to the goal line. They go for it on 4th down. Dobbs runs up the gut, picks up the 2 yards, gets in the end zone. Touchdown Patriots. 27-3. Dude, what were they doing out there? Like, what was the defense doing? What is this? Following drive, 6 plays, nothing happening. Josh Johnson's now in as quarterback, and his first drive, he does virtually nothing. They pick up a 1st down, but after that, they stall. 6 plays, 34 yards. They have to kick a field goal. Not kick a field goal. They have to punt the football. It still remains 27-3, and this was just before halftime. Patriots get the ball just before halftime. They do nothing with it as well. They run the clock down at this point. 27-3. They punt the football. Nothing really happens afterwards. 27-3. The Commanders go into halftime being down by 24 points. They come out of halftime, and Dobbs leads them down the field where they score a touchdown, 27-11. After that, The Patriots actually punt the football. Good job defensively. They go 3 and out. Woodridge is now the quarterback at this point. I think Woodrick's been the quarterback. I think Drake May had played maybe 2 or 3 drives, and then Woodrick came in. No. Dobbs was in at that point. So Dobbs was in. First it was Drake May, then Joshua Dobbs. Now this guy Woodrick, basically, I guess he plays the rest of the second half here. He doesn't do much with the ball there. They punt the football, and 3 plays afterwards, you get an interception by Josh Johnson. 27-11 still, and he gets picked off at the Washington 21, and he gets picked off at the Washington 28, and they run it down, or not Washington 28, they were at the Washington 30, and he gets picked off. Next thing you know, 4 plays later, the Patriots score another touchdown, 34-11. Josh Johnson goes 5 plays, does nothing with it. They punt. They then get another touchdown, 8 plays, 80 yards going down the field, touchdown, 41-11. That ends the third quarter. Josh Johnson leads them down the field, scores a touchdown, 41-18. And then they 9 plays, 65 yards, and another touch. Are you serious? No, I'm looking at this because I didn't watch the game. I'm just looking at this. They gave up. Let me see. Touchdown. They gave up 3 straight touchdowns? Nah. The last 3 drives of the game for the Patriots. Touchdown. How do you play so poorly? Guys, it's the preseason. Some of y'all are fighting for your lives. Some of y'all are fighting for your jobs. How do you give up 48 points in the preseason game? I got to take a look at these stats because it just looks like they just kept giving up touchdowns. They kept turning the ball over and kept giving up touchdowns. What is this? Josh Johnson, 15-22, 173 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Great. Sam Hartman, 9-19, 64 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. The only other touchdown we had in that game was by McNichols, 3 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Other than that, a whole bunch of nothing. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, Woodridge, 9-12, 132 passing yards and a touchdown. Dobbs was 5-12, but he had a rushing touchdown. Drake May was 3-5, but he had a rushing touchdown. So they had 1 passing touchdown. They had 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 by Larson, another by Jennings, and then the other 2 were by May and Dobbs. So that's 4 rushing touchdowns plus a passing touchdown. That's 5 touchdowns. And then you add the kick return for 100 yards. That's 6 touchdowns in the game. And then the 2 field goals. That's how you get 48 points. Listen, I'm not concerned about the starters. This video has nothing to do about the starters or the Commanders' chances to win in the regular season. I have no concern about the starters. But we got to be honest. You have to look at the full picture. The guys that played tonight, some of those guys will be on the 53-man roster, and some of them will have time out there on the field to go and make plays. You can't be getting cooked like this as a unit. It's just not a good look. 48 points in the preseason game is never a good look. That we already know the Commanders' defense has been their biggest weakness. Last year, it was their main issue, was their only weakness, because offensively, Jaden Daniels had that covered. They had no problems offensively last year. They were a great offensive team. Defensively, they were a problem. And that was the biggest reason why they couldn't beat the Eagles. Here we are, well, that and turnovers, but here we are the following year, and it's like, the starters went out there. I'm not concerned about the starters, but some of these guys that played tonight that were part of this whooping will be out there in the regular season. You can't do that, guys. Anyway, I just wanted to make a video and discuss this because I did not watch this game, so I have no idea how it got this bad. I saw some of the highlights, I saw the kick return for a touchdown on the opening kickoff, so I knew about that, but I didn't know it was this bad. 48 points? Technically 41 that the defense gave up because of the kick return. But still, giving up 40-plus points in a preseason game is not a good look. Some of y'all got to tighten up. Y'all fighting for y'all jobs. Y'all fighting for y'all lives. Tighten up if you want a roster spot because this is unacceptable. We cannot watch 2 straight years of the Commanders' defense being awful. You cannot. You have Jaden Daniels now. You've got a franchise quarterback. Don't waste this man's talents by giving him a terrible defense. Some of y'all going to have to tighten up. And I know the starters weren't out there. So I'm not worried about the starters. But some of y'all that played tonight will be on this roster and will have to make plays in the regular season. So tighten up. Tighten up. All right? This was a brutal learning experience, but you'll be fine. Tighten up, get it together, play better next week. How do you give up that many points to the Patriots? Anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got to say, man. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Take care. Be safe. Peace out.